It's Week 5 of the NFL. And coming up, we'll see the electric Jaden Daniels. He's been sensational as he leads the league in touchdown passes. It's the Commanders and the Browns, and it comes your way next.
What better way to start off the afternoon than with some football, huh? It's time to get things started here on the NFL on EA Sports. And just like that, the season has reached October. Joined by Brock Hewitt up here in the booth, I'm Kate Scott. And Brock, I don't know about you, but I always feel like the smells start to change in October. It just really starts to smell like fall, smell like football, second month of the regular season. And these next few games take on a greater importance moving forward.
Gosh, I wish I had a sense of smell. Mine is so bad, but I love what you're cooking right there. And I love this stretch of games because it makes a lot of teams contenders and a bunch of the other sellers as the trade deadline arrives here at the end of the month. You go on a hot streak heading into Halloween and things will be looking great, but flounder this month and you may end up seeing some of your buddies shipped off and playing elsewhere.
Matt Gay now ready to get this one started. And we're off and running from Landover. To return, Jerome Ford. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. So here are the Browns now, headed out for their first drive. And they'll be led out by this promising young signal caller out of the University of Colorado.
Nobody came away happy last week, no question about it. Himself, most of all. Picking up the loss, but he was 0-1. One pick, no touchdowns. Not good enough. Defeat not an option this week, and neither is a lack of touchdowns. They intend to rectify both.
All right, let's get this show on the road. It is 1st and 10. Here's a give up the middle. So now, partner, got to reevaluate what to do on this next snap because the holding call pushes him back quite a ways. Lone back in the backfield, and he gets the handoff. And he's brought down for a loss.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
They give it to him again. Breaks the tackle, green grass ahead. And it's a nice gain, but still not enough for the first. A less than ideal 3rd and 8 here. Trying to throw here out of the gun. Gets this to Johnson. And he's up to the 35-yard line as they reel him in.
You can earn your money in the NFL in all sorts of different ways, but defensively, in a league where you're just not hitting as much at training camp, you're not tackling as much as they got to in the old days, when you can make a play in the open field, keep them short like that, I promise you some money will follow.
He has it at the 13. And something on the return, but not much as it still ends inside the 20. So the Commanders' offense headed out for their opening drive. And leading them out, the reigning Heisman Trophy winner, the number 2 pick in the NFL draft out of LSU, Jaden Daniels.
Last week is one of those weird spots as a quarterback, Kate. Right? You celebrate a win. Every win is so hard in this league, but as a QB, you also know when you throw more interceptions than touchdowns, you're very fortunate to come on the winning side of any game at this level.
Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10.
Delay of game, offense.
Must have lost sight of the play clock there, Brock, because the quarterback could have snapped it in time, but instead, they take the penalty.
Still first down.
So they should be a little prompter in snapping this, you'd hope, Brock, after that delay of game. Here's Robinson up the middle. Across the 45. And he's finally marked down at the 46-yard line. They rip off a huge chunk of field as the downs reset.
Coming off that carry, I'd go right back to him. Not a hotter hand on the field right now. Get that man the rock.
So the big play gets him just beyond midfield. It's first down. They've got a man in motion. Out of the shotgun, they'll give it to him inside. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs.
That was the perfect play call for that particular situation. Gave him enough to pick up a first with some room to spare.
Going to the ground again on first. And he made the most of his running room on that one, getting it down to the 27. Good run, gets him 7. That brings up 2nd and 3. From the 27. That's complete. Here's Brown. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains. Commanders getting their first red zone look. They've got 1st and 10 right along the 20. Into the hands of Terry McLaurin. And they make the stop as that play reaches the 14-yard line. 2nd and 3 now. Out of the gun, Daniels. That's him on the quick hitter. And that play is brought to a halt, they're going to say, at the 5-yard line. A nice gain of 8 there, and that brings them to 1st and goal. Again, Daniels to the air. Looking touchdown, but can't connect.
Quarterbacks, well, they're a lot like sharpshooters in the NBA. Sometimes they're just going to miss. You got to shake it off and keep on firing.
From the gun, it's Daniels. Too far out of the back of the end zone it goes, incomplete.
Gosh, I love how the receiver creates space from the defender, and even more so the concentration to make the catch. What he didn't have was enough real estate to get his feet in and make an
And that's a Washington touchdown! He finds one of his great receivers, Brock, and they are off to a great start to begin this ballgame.
Yeah, it's such a positive offensively when he could go find not just a field goal, but a touchdown on that opening drive. And defensively, ooh, this starts to shake the foundation of your preparation and makes you wonder what's in store.
Matt Gay on for the extra point. The point after splits the uprights. And the Commanders will jump out to a 7-0 lead. Here's Gay now to handle the kickoff. Here's Ford on the return. He's stopped on the return at the 27. Second drive coming up for this Cleveland offense. They didn't start the game off like they wanted, Brock. Still searching for that opening first down as they take the field a second time. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Blown back in the backfield, and they give it to him. He swarms in the middle. This gets maybe a yard. Stopping that play, Trenton Simpson. A look at his numbers on the ground from last week here. They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. Back-to-back carries here. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.
Offensive coordinators tell us all the time, big runs only happen with coordinated efforts. Great block in the spring of guys hitting blocks downfield, and a back who can show off his wheels.
1st and 10, looking to throw. Short pass brought in. And this is pushed ahead for a gain of 5. Stopping that play, Trenton Simpson. Everyone's prepped. It's 2nd down now. Out of the gun, they'll give it to him inside. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
What was supposed to move the chains, or at least make 3rd down easier to handle instead? But did the exact opposite here, Kate. It now makes this 3rd down a whole lot trickier to figure out.
Throw on 3rd down. And they get to him way behind the line on this one and take him down. And the defense comes through to back him up ahead of 4th down.
That sure ended up being a worst-case scenario. Pass rush just kept coming and bearing down. And he was looking for an escape that wasn't there. It's just one of those plays in hindsight, Kate, where you really got to understand, I got to cut bait, cut my losses, and avoid such a negative play.
The Browns are lined up to punt. And he wants to hit his 2nd effort just as well as he hit his 1st. And he gets his guys a few yards before they bring him down on the return. That punt goes 63 yards. And the Commanders will go on offense. Drive begins with a run. It's Robinson. And he'll be met near the line to limit the gain to a yard. Hauled to the ground by Jordan Hicks. They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. Shotgun snap to Daniels. Complete, it's McLaurin. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a 1st down. Now hang on, looks like somebody came out after that play a little shaken up. Not sure we saw exactly what happened, but he'll get some assistance now. New slated downs to approach here from the 40. First and 10, a run to Robinson. And they're able to grind him to a halt after a pickup of 4.
He'll expect more from himself on those type of plays, but there is nobody that's going to complain about that one. If you can do math, 4 plus 4 plus 4 equals a 1st down.
He's descended upon quickly and dropped after it looks like a yard gain. Joe Tryon-Shoyinka gets there to take him down. 3rd and 6 for them to figure out now. Daniels. He has the 1st over the middle. And this is marked down right along that 40-yard line. The end result there, 15 yards and a 1st.
Year after year, the best offenses are multifaceted. It's not just the receivers or the tight ends that can make plays through the air. When you get running backs that can attack the middle of the field like that, man, is it difficult on the defense.
New slated downs to approach here from the 40. Robinson on the inside give. And they try to power it forward, but only a couple of yards there.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
And he's tackled with a 1st down yardage.
I'm sure, Coach, the play caller doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. You know, play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs.
On 1st down, here's Daniels. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. Pass was thrown for Christian Watson. So 2nd down coming up. Daniels back to throw. He's on the move. He can run it. It's out of harm's way after stringing together some nice yards on that run.
You know, Kate, back in the day, we had a slip and slide at practice for moments just like that. Actually practicing how to slide and get out of harm's way. Nice gain on the play, and denied that defense yet another chance to take a shot on him.
And the defense was ready. They got him at the line.
He specializes in salvaging broken plays out of the backfield, but even he couldn't get anything out of that one, Kate. That defense, they were all over it.
Up and good from Fairbairn. It sails right through a beautifully placed football.
That's the type of long, sustained drive that takes some of the starch out of your opponent. The only negative is that the kicking team was out there for a field goal and not an extra point. But they do come away with 3.
Here's a return from the 7. And this drive will start inside the 25. Cleveland's offense all set to take over. And they're hoping they can keep the punter off the field this time around, Brock, after he's been called upon each of their first 2 possessions. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Blown back, it's the handoff. And this defense offering no room at all up the gut there. No gain. Riley Moss with that tackle. 2nd and 10. Need to get some positive yardage here. Back to the well again. And they'll manage to contain him after about a 6-yard pickup. Marshawn Lattimore up from the secondary for the stop. Give him 6 on the pickup, and that is how our first quarter will end. They won't snap it in time. That is going to be the end of the first quarter. It's a 2-score game early. We'll return to Landover right after this. We're ready now for the second quarter. Browns in control of it. They still have 5 to go here. 3rd down. Throw wheeled in by Njoku. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
That's what we call situational football. You spend all week working on your nickel passing game package to take advantage of 3rd downs just like that.
Throwing with a blitz on the way. Ooh, he got hit as he was throwing, and unsurprisingly, it falls incomplete. 2nd down coming up. Dropping back to throw. He puts some juice on it deep, and there's a man there. It's intercepted. That's Justin Simmons. And the Commanders are going to have it after his 2nd interception of the season. Now, after throwing the pick, we see him injured on the play as well. Nobody wants to see an insult and injury on the same play for him. Hopefully, he's just shaken up. Daniels on 1st down. Connects on the crosser. And he works this to the 15 before they make the stop.
Part of the reason I leave you pregame, Kate, and get down to that field and watch these guys throw and catch is I want to see their timing. I want to see their anticipation. That is picture perfect right there. A crossing route thrown that quickly tells me these two are on the same page.
Able to find Ertz. And this play reaches the 12-yard line before the stop is made. Give him 3 on that game. And that'll be good for a Washington 1st. Throwing now from the gun. This one's caught. And this one's stopped at the 3-yard line.
That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on 1st down. Well, it opens up the entirety of the playbook for 2nd down. And the 3rd and short in your back pocket, you can get even more aggressive and take that shot.
They get 2 on the play, and now they've got 1st and goal. Robinson is in. Touchdown, Washington. The Commanders parlay the interception into points. Well, we all knew what was coming when they got into that goal line formation, didn't we, Brock? And they just pound the rock in for an old-school touchdown.
I just sometimes love that stuff. Nothing fancy, nothing cute. Here's our formation. You know we're running right at you, and we challenge you to stop us, and you can't.
Gay with the point after. And the Commanders take a 3-possession lead. Here's Gay now to handle the kickoff. Here's Ford on the return. And this will give them decent field position. The return gets out to the 30. The Cleveland offense back out and getting set for the drive. And things starting to get a little out of hand for him, Brock. That last score made it 17-zip. They'll run here on first down. A flag's down as he stops. Looks like this one's on the offense. Well, partner, they say there's holding on every play. You just got to look for it, right? That time, though, we did not have to look too hard. From the gun, Watson. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. Tough one to retain through that hit. And now they face second and long. Handoff now from the gun. We'll have him gain up about a handful there. Brought down by the future Hall of Famer, Bobby Wagner. Let's see what they went with on third down. Watson looking to throw. Dumped off to his running back. And he's going to be brought down up at the 28-yard line.
It's plays like that, Kate, right, wrong. Where I sit and judge a defense. I judge the awareness. I judge how well that coordinator's got him equipped to see what's going on the field, and not just see it, but attack it. And they devoured that screen game on third down.
And the coverage team is there as he fields it, so almost nothing on that return before he stopped. The Commanders and Brian Robinson Jr. running back on now. That punt gets up to 59 yards. Man, it'll be their football. On first down, they'll run. He gets it ahead, winds up with about 3. From the secondary, Grant Delpit on the tackle. Second down now, 7 to go. Back to throw, here's Daniels. This is on target to Christian Watson. And he's out of bounds just past, looks like, the 40-yard line. First and 10 from the 41. Here's the one back on the handoff. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
I talked to a bunch of different GMs, Kate, especially around draft time, and they all say the same thing. Linebackers are so hard to find. It's hard to transition from the college game that's in so much space to this game where you've got to play in a phone booth, yet have that explosiveness to chase a play on the outside down like that linebacker just did.
Could not beat the defender there. And things look tougher now with third and long. To throw, Daniels. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And the defense comes through. That's going to back him up and bring up fourth down.
Kate, I've seen a one-step drop. I've seen a 3, a 5, a 7. Some of the boots and play actions, you get more depth. But a 20-step drop? That's not going to cut it. Except for this defense, it just adds a whole bunch of negative yards to that play.
Commanders punting on fourth down, and they're going to bring out the ever-reliable lefty vets, Tressway. He punted 3 times in the win last week, and this one is away. And some textbook work covering that punt. It is stopped after almost nothing on the return. It's a 61-yard punt that time. And the Browns will go on offense. They're out and set, first and 10. Working from the gun, Watson. DJ Chark there for the catch. And he'll get it up near the 38-yard line before going down. They gain 14 on the play. And that gives the Browns a first. Running it now out of the gun. And he's able to manage a couple on that run.
I think one thing you learn, Kate, when you transition from college to the NFL, not every run is going to be a big play. Some of them, well, they're just destined to end in a minimal gain, and some of them will set up that critical play action for later.
And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. They come to the line here, and this is 3rd and 6. Out of the gun, here's Watson. Complete beyond the marker. And he pushes this down to the 42 before going down. That's 16 on the pickup. And that's good for a Cleveland first down.
You're not going to last long in the National Football League if you don't convert a good chunk of your third downs. Nice find there to continue the series.
They'll head up 1st and 10 from the 42. Here's the handoff. And he'll have a small 4-yard chunk there. Chopping that play, Trenton Simpson.
You know, that's a good run right there to keep the offense on schedule. If he can average that type of yards per carry, this guy's going to be more than all right with letting him lead the show.
He'll work it a couple of yards past the line. Chopping that play, Trenton Simpson. All plays on the table here for 3rd and 3. To throw, here's Watson. Into traffic, complete. And they bring him down around the 34.
Here we go. Here's one of those game situations that just puts a smile on my face because I can think from Pop Warner to the NFL, everybody on the field's thinking the same thing. Can we go for it? Can we get one more shot as you end up just short on that 3rd down?
So the run doesn't get the yardage. It's a turnover on downs.
You know, Kate, it's almost like the defense was in the offensive huddle before the play. They dialed up the perfect blitz to encircle and cut off that run, and the reward is they get off the field.
The Washington offense getting set for its next possession. They've ripped off 4 straight wins, and if this lead holds, that's going to be 5 before we know it. First and 10 now. Here's Daniels. He's got Brown on the slant. And he's got a decent gain before being brought down. Halfway to the marker. It's 2nd and 5. Now we're on with Robinson. And not much doing. He stopped quickly. Now hold on, everyone. There's a Browns player shaken up after that play, and he's in need of some attention. Chance to move the chains here on 3rd and 4. Out of the gun, Daniels. He'll get this one to Brown. And he'll be taken down, but not until he reaches that 45-yard line. 16 yards on the play. And the Commanders will have a first. They'll put one of the tight ends in motion. A run here with Robinson. And he's able to reach the 40 on that play. A gain of 5, and that brings us to the 2-minute warning. Halfway to the marker, it's 2nd and 5. From the gun, it's Daniels. Escapes and they get to him as he was trying to make something happen. Let's see what they draw up on a 3rd and 7. Throwing now, Daniels. Into the hands of Samuel, complete. And a nice gain here, but it stopped short of the first.
All you can do is shake your head sometimes. Sure, the pass play works, but they come up just an inch or two short for the first down.
And this kick is good. He needed to get all of it there, and he did. And they come away with some points on that series.
A lot of them may make it look automatic, but you get this deep, and those field goals are far from a certainty. It took all his concentration, every bit of his strength, to send that puppy through.
This return makes it up to the 25. The Browns back out on offense. Their running back headed out once again. And losing by 3 scores, they'll have a final chance to take at least 3 off the deficit before halftime. Watson on 1st and 10. Throwing the out route complete. And they're on him after about a 2-yard gain. Chopping that play, Trenton Simpson. 8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this 2nd down. A final throw before the break. Hits him on the out route. And he's going to go out of bounds. Looks a little short of the 35. It's halftime from near the nation's capital. The Commanders pulling in front after 2. Now we'll send you down the East Coast to Orlando. Turn things over to our buddy Jonathan Coachman in the EA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, Kate, we'll get back to you and Brock in a bit. For now, plenty of early action in the 1 o'clock Eastern window to get you caught up on. So let's get to it. We start with the battle of the last 2 teams to hold the #1 pick in the draft. Carolina in the Windy City to take on Chicago. And in the second quarter, it's the Bears who are out in front. The rookie #1 overall pick, Caleb Williams, with a touchdown pass there. We'll stay in the AFC North as we head over to Cincinnati to check on the Bengals at home at Paycor Stadium. And you can see, currently they trail in that ball game. Derrick Henry, 3 touchdown runs. Lastly, we head to Gillette Stadium. And at the half, they are down to the visiting Dolphins in that one. Tua Tagovailoa with a touchdown throw. What a treat to watch the rookie in that first half. The #2 overall pick, Jaden Daniels. He's got a touchdown through the air as his guys have raced out to a gigantic early lead.
Thanks so much for the look around the league, Coach. But now it's time to turn our attention back to this one as we begin the third quarter. Cordarrelle Patterson now to return. And in the end, he's able to get it to what used to be a touchback. It's at the 25 after the return. The Commander offense with the football first to begin quarter #3. And they'll have a little momentum as they take the field here after their kicker drilled a deep one to end their last drive with points. Here's a give to Robinson. Just a gain of 1, and that brings up 2nd and 9.
You know, not a ton of yards, but still showing that commitment to the ground game. The type of run that keeps the defense from loading up in coverage and focusing entirely on that passing game.
This is hauled in by McLaurin. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. They get 20 yards out of the play and move the chains.
That's just great instincts. Go air it out on 2nd down rather than just play conservative and run it. They hit a weak point in the coverage and don't need to worry about 3rd down at all.
New set of downs for him from the 46. Now Daniels off the play action. That's caught Tucker Kraft. And they're going to bring him down at the 36. Give him 18 yards on that play, Brock, and it gets him a first down.
You know I love those chunk completions. They're so critical. Those chunk plays, they lead statistically so often to scoring. And then when you get it to a tight end and play action, it's just a little icing on the cake.
Here's Robinson up the middle. And he found a gap to take this down to the 28. Pickup of 8 on the run, and that sets up 2nd and 2. From the 28. We'll get it complete to Brian Robinson Jr. And they have this well into the red zone now at the 15. A nice gain of 13 yards as it brings up a first down. Working inside the red zone. He's got Watson. And he drives this forward to the 6.
It's not just imperative that a quarterback knows man or zone. Same thing for a receiver, especially on a drag route. When he sees zone coverage like that, just settle down, find the soft spot, and give your quarterback a chance.
And he's brought down real close to that goal line at the 1. 4 downs now to get in. Here's 1st and goal. They bring their tight end left. Robinson is across the line for the Washington touchdown. The Commanders grow the lead coming out of halftime. It's what every player who scores a touchdown wants to do, Brock. He wants to get right back there and put another 6 on the board.
I've never met an NFL player content with one end zone trip in a game.
Nope.
Yeah, if you're content, you're not making it to this league. You get one, you're instantly thinking of another, and the fortunate few are able to actually deliver on it.
Extra point converted by Gay. And the Commanders continue piling on to this lead. Here's Gay now to handle the kickoff. Fielded at the 7. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. The Browns getting their offense out there. All the touchdowns have come from one side of the field, Brock. They're still looking for their first points of any kind in a game that has gotten out of hand. Play action, it's Watson. Finds a seam down the middle. And he's going to go down right along the midfield stripe. They get 22 on that one. And that gives the Browns a first. Blown back in the backfield, and he gets the handoff. It's a great extra effort to keep that run going for a nice gain. Give him 9 yards. He almost moved the chains there. It's going to be 2nd and 1. Watson now off play action. He lets a heater go deep, middle of the field. Oh, they got it. Intercepted along the goal line. Picked off Kendall Fuller. And the Commanders are going to have it after his 2nd interception of the season.
Well, that's it right there. That's the resilience and the mental toughness that every coach wants to see from his defense. Not a great spot for him. Backed up close enough that they're going to get shots taken in the end zone. But instead of collapsing under pressure, they rose up and they created the takeaway.
The Commanders set to take over. And unsurprisingly, Brock, a great day on the scoreboard so far for him. Has him with the advantage as we move through this 3rd quarter. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Man in motion here. Out of the shotgun, they'll give it to him inside. And he won't get anything there. Several defenders nearby to hold him up. 2nd and 10, need to get some positive yardage here. They bring McLaurin in motion right. Shotgun snap to Daniels. Has him on the quick hitter. And that's good for a gain of 5. Tackled there by Jerome Baker.
He's just one of those guys, Kate. Even when he's not open, he's still a target thanks to that physicality and his ability to just play bully ball. They don't like forcing into coverage, but sometimes when you got a bully like him that can create space, just find a way to get him the ball.
It's a pickup of 11. And that'll be good for a Washington first.
You know, they call that the money down for a reason, because you're just simply not going to last long in the NFL if you don't convert a good portion of your 3rd downs. It's the money down. And nice to see them roll the dice and continue the series.
He's forward, gets a couple of yards. Former first-rounder Devin Bush making the play. Only 2 yards, and it brings up 2nd and 8. From the 41. And oh, someone stepped in. It's intercepted. And the Browns are going to have it after his 2nd interception of the season. Well, no doubt there was some doom and gloom on the sideline following their interception, right? But a little bit of new life now as their defense picks him up, gets it right back for them.
Hey, I am all for a nice little game of one-upmanship between these two defenses. You picked our guy off, fine. We'll answer right away. See how you follow that up.
Now we see the Browns offense headed out. They are coming off their 1st interception of the game. This drive now a chance to rebuild some confidence. 1st and 10, ball set up at the 48. Blown back in the backfield, and they give it to him. Gets it ahead, has about 5 yards. Give that tackle to Johnny Newton. Halfway there on 1st down, that brings up 2nd and 5. From the 43. Hits his running back. We'll head out of bounds after a small gain.
That's a defense's goal, right, Kate? Just get us to 3rd down so we can have a chance to get off the field. And that was a good adjustment on that stop in particular, when the back ended up being the target, and they were able to keep him short of the sticks.
And they bring him down around the 34. All set up now for 1st and 10. From the gun, Watson. Lays out left side and gets it. It's a pickup of 14 yards as the chains reset. All right, set now, 1st and 10. The give now out of the shotgun. And he's brought down for a loss.
This is one of those situations, Kate, where I watch the body language of the running back, because it'd be very easy for him to raise his hands up, look to the sideline in his O-line and go, what am I supposed to do there? There was nothing, no time at all to try and escape and react. Instead, it goes backwards.
And he manages to reach the 19 before he stopped. It's 3rd and 8. Need to get a chunk here. Here's Watson to the air. That's caught for the 1st. And they'll advance this down to the 5-yard line. 14 yards on a nice play there, and it gives them 1st and goal. They'll try and punch it in. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
This is one of those plays that I wish we had the huddle mic'd up, Kate, because I can assure you that offensive line in their own way is telling that running back, sorry, we did not give you any chance.
Back to him on 2nd and goal. And he gets them a little closer to the end zone, down to the 6. They've held him out twice. Here we go, 3rd and goal. Working from the gun, Watson. Has it down close. Touchdown, Cleveland. Well, Brock, this one has not been good to them so far, but they are still fighting and able to get in there for 6.
Just a drive that was all about scratching and clawing. As much as anything, Kate, it was just a pride drive to go and get your job done.
Nick Folk now for the extra point. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Browns still have a lot of work to do, Brock. It's a 20-point difference now. The Browns have it on the tee, and they will kick it away here. This return starts at the 5. And pretty solid field position starting out here, Brock. He's tackled at the 29. The Commanders and QB Jaden Daniels headed out for their next look on offense. And on that last drive, Brock, he crossed a notable threshold in passing yards for the season. Always nice when you can reach one of those plateaus to look back on after the year's over. Drive begins with a run. It's Robinson. He's got a gain of 6 there. That was Martin Emerson with a stop that time. Give him around 6. That's going to make it 2nd and 4. From the 34. He's going to loft one deep to the left. That's caught at the 25. Touchdown, Washington. The Commanders lengthen the lead at the end of the 3rd. Christian Watson with the touchdown. I love plays like this, Brock. Sometimes you just got to ask your dude, show me what you got, man. Show off those wheels, and he did just that.
Yeah, beauty in simplicity, right?
Yep.
Now, when you run that fly route, you got to win right from the jump. And you got to protect yourself from the sideline, too. Don't get pushed to the boundary. Give your quarterback room to throw it up, and you can find pay dirt.
Gay with the point after. And the Commanders grow their lead yet again. Here's Gay now to handle the kickoff. Starting from the 5. This return makes it up to the 25. The Browns and quarterback Deshaun Watson gearing up for their next series. This has become must-score territory now every time out as they trail by a full 4 possessions in this second half. Out of the gun, they'll give it to him inside. And he's going to bring it up to the 40-yard line before he stopped. That play gains 15, and it moves the sticks. Only took him one play, partner, and they've already made it to that 40-yard line. Thankfully, only 1 quarter to play now. We've reached the end of 3 in this lopsided affair. It's the Browns with the ball, but they enter this 4th quarter at a massive deficit. New slated downs to approach here from the 40. First and 10. Here's Watson. That's incomplete. Trying to set up the screen there. This one intended for the running back. So that brings up 2nd down. Back to the air. Watson. Short pass brought in. And he's able to move past the 45 before going out.
Sometimes when you're just looking to move it forward, get some small yards on a throw, quarterback's best friend, security blanket. And when it's a big old tight end, that's an extra bonus.
Judy there to grab it. And he's taken down directly on that 43-yard line. The drive picks up here, 1st and 10. Sticking to the air with Watson. Got a man, it's Njoku. It's a 23-yard pickup on the play. And that's good for a Cleveland 1st down. Hand off to the back. And they'll surrender just a lone yard. That brings up 2nd down.
You know, they got some positive yards. That's a good thing. But too many plays like that, it just is too hard to pile together, get 1st downs against the better defenses in this league.
And he doesn't get this one very far, down to only about the 18. Commanders with an extra DB out there to defend this 3rd down. Another carry for him. And he got it real close, but stopped just about a yard or so shy of that 1st down.
So much to like about that run, Kate, particularly what he was able to get out of it. The defense, I think, feels a little fortunate they were able to track him down before an even bigger run and crossing that 1st down marker.
Offense staying out there. It's 4th and 1. Back to the well again. And he'll get this inside the 10 to the 9. They only needed a couple, and that is what they got. Not the most impressive gain, but a big one as they get the 1st. From the gun, it's Ford. And he's going to have the touchdown. We'll see if he gets to keep this, though, Brock. We've got some laundry on the field. A game they were pretty happy with goes away via the penalty. And now we're going to wait to see how they respond. They'll run here following the penalty. And he stopped. Now we'll wait to hear what this flag is all about. So now, partner, got to reevaluate what to do on this next snap because the holding call pushes him back quite a ways. Play action on 1st down. Vacates, trying to get away from the pressure, but he can't, and they drop it. Good pressure from the defense there has them trending in the wrong direction. Gotta forget about 1st down in a hurry. They need a chunk of yards here on 2nd and goal. Another try following the sack. He's on the move. He's running with it. And they bring him down. Looks like he got it to the 27.
This is one of those occasions that it looks so promising when you take off as a quarterback, And then you're reminded just how fast these defenses are in the NFL. Couldn't quite move the chains, but it wasn't for a lack of trying.
And there's a man there. It's intercepted. That's Justin Simmons. And the Commanders get the football as he makes his 3rd interception of this season.
So that's now 2, Kate, that they've gotten him for picks in this game, and he's got to be careful. Right? You've got to protect the football. It is the greatest treasure you have as an offense. And this defense, well, they've got 2 in their pocket, and you know they're going to be going after number 3.
The Commanders headed back out on offense. Their quarterback returning to the field now. And this is some quality film review right here. Look at this. Couple of touchdowns. Good amount of yards, too. He's been moving them down the field like only he can. Putting together quite the game for himself in the process. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Robinson on the inside give. And the plunge up the gut yields nothing there. 2nd and 10. Need to get some positive yardage here. He'll throw it from his own end zone. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. Defense with an excellent opportunity at a stop here on 3rd down. One of the tight ends in motion left. 3rd down give to Robinson. And he's up to the 7-yard line as he gets hauled down. It's a gain of 5, but they still need a bunch here on 4th down.
You gain that kind of yardage in the run game, and you're going to gain the trust of your offensive coordinator. Plays like that, runs like that, set the table for everything else in the playbook.
The Commanders ready for the punt. Went for 48 with his first kick, and this one looks even better. And little to nothing on that return as the coverage team gets to him. That one an impressive 57-yard kick. And it'll be good field position for them as they take over right at midfield. The Browns, nice field position here as they start out 1st and 10. Trying to shake off the interception. He's looking to throw. He'll dump this one off to his running back, complete. And he'll cross the 50 and start pushing onto the opposing side of the field. 2nd and 6 coming up here. From the 46. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. Looking that time for Deontay Johnson. And now it's 3rd down. They'll try and throw it here. Dump off caught by his back. And this one doesn't go far.
Those little short throws, they are high percentage and certainly bread and butter. But they really run the risk of a quick tackle just like that and being stopped short of the sticks.
Here he goes. Got to have this on 4th down. And that one's going to be knocked away, and that's going to force a change in possession. So the defense rises to the challenge and gives the ball back to their offense. Out comes the Commander offense for another series. And taking a look at these highlights, Brock, just a reminder of the type of game that they have had throwing the football. It really has been the key to their success.
Yeah, they've just not only stayed on schedule here, Kate. Man, they've made some music, right? Great rhythm.
Yeah.
Not just ahead of schedule, but huge plays have followed. We've seen a lot of different looks and wrinkles throughout this performance, and it's been a joy to watch.
First and 10, a run to Robinson. And they needed more than one defender. Their powerful runner stopped for just 1 yard.
The one thing I could say positive about the execution of that play is at least he didn't go backwards.
On 2nd down, Robinson. And he cannot shake the tackler along the line of scrimmage. No gain here after a gain of only 1, and now they'll face 3rd and 9. From the gun, it's Daniels. Brought in right side by McLaurin. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. 35 on the pickup. And the Commanders will have a first.
I love this, Kate. No issues at all going to this receiver in the short field because they know at any time when this man touches the ball, he can transform a short completion into a big play.
Daniels on first down. This is hauled in by McLaurin. And this play reaches the 12-yard line before the stop is made. 2nd and 3 now. Out of the gun, Daniels. He's got it! And they'll get this down nearly to the end zone. Instead, stopped at the 2. Might be trying to power this across, Brock. They've got 3 tight ends out there. It's 1st and goal. Here's Robinson. And they've got him behind the line for a big loss.
I know it from the position of the quarterback, Kate. Sometimes you hand that ball, you put it in the belly of the running back, and you send him right into the teeth of a buzzsaw. You can feel it from the jump, and that call from the defense, well, it came at the perfect time.
We've hit the 2-minute warning here in D.C. Commanders about to move to a perfect 5-0 this season. Line of scrimmage once again, that 7-yard line as they get set, 2nd and goal. They give it to him up the middle. And he's able to get it to the 2 before the stop. Give him 4 yards, and they're sitting on 3rd and goal now. They'll try it with him again. And this defense continuing to erase the ground game. This one stopped at the line. Nothing on that play, and now it's 4th and goal from the 2.
You know, I'm not sure what else could have been done there, Kate. Just the right call defensively to come up with a 3rd and short stop.
3 plays haven't gotten it done. Now a 4th to try to reach that end zone. They give it to him again. And the scoring will never end. It's another touchdown. The Commanders keep running away with this. Deebo Samuel, the touchdown. So an exclamation point there. That caps off what, and I think you'd agree, Brock, has been a dominating performance.
Yeah, I would. Really in all phases, too. You know, I thought coming in that this would be a much closer game than how it's turned out to be. And you got to give credit where it's due. This offense has been outstanding throughout.
Here's Gay now to handle the kickoff. Kickoff taken at the 3. And he's brought down just inside the 25 on the return. Back out now comes the Browns offense. Well, we all know at this point, turnovers the big problem for them in this game, Brock. And not surprisingly, the defense has capitalized on those mistakes on more than one occasion to their benefit.
Yeah, there's a lot of things that can be tough to win football games in spite of, right? But over the test of time, turnovers are the #1 thing that cost you games, especially after that first one. Once there's blood in the water, you feel it with the defense. They get all over you, trying to force another turnover and another and another.
And as they bring him down, let's check the penalty flag. Fighting all he could to keep his quarterback upright, but crossed the line there. That earns the holding penalty. Back now, pressure on its way. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
Kate, I think I can honestly remember what 4 verts was called in junior high, high school, college, and certainly in the West Coast system with 2-jet all-go. Everybody loves to throw it vertically, but that defense, they knew it was coming, and they had an answer, and now they make it an even more difficult situation for this offense.
So score this as a win for the Commanders. And the sting of losing such a close one the week before, apparently still at the forefront of their minds. They got out there and rebounded nicely with a win this week. So that puts a bow on this one. For my partner Brock Heward and everyone involved on our crew, I'm Kate Scott signing off. This has been another presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. It's a win for the Commanders. As with that, we sign off from D.C.